Hey guys, I'm Natalie. Welcome to today's low impact, full body, high intensity workout. Today you will need a floor mat. We'll be going down on the floor for a couple of the core moves. We'll be using 2 hand weights for all 4 of the rounds. We'll also be doing a lot of side leg lifts for the outer booty and the thigh, and inner thigh sweeps for the inner thigh. You have the option to also wear ankle weights, but I did design this entire workout without any ankle weights. So I really want you to put the focus on that body part that we're working. So when we're doing the side leg lift, imagine the side glute right here doing the lift. When we're doing an inner thigh sweep, imagine the inner thigh is the one moving the leg. So let's start with a nice wide stance. The feet are facing out to the corners of the room. Let's do a little squat tap and set up our form. 3 big shoulder rolls up and back for 1, 2, and 3. Pull yourself up through the crown of the head. A nice long tall torso supported by a really strong core. Arms up, little jabs to the front. Imagining that one of these jabs is hitting you right in the tummy and you've got the abs braced. So you're not sucking your belly button into the spine or you're not holding your breath, but you've got everything nice and firm in case one of these lands right in your tummy. Let's do a few more. 3, 2, and 1 on the next one. Crossbody hooks, so swiveling at the hip, imaginary punching bag on either side of the body, so you're not just flopping the arms across, you're giving it a little jab, warming up the upper and the lower body for 3, 2, and 1 on the next one. Uppercut, so come a little bit lower into that squat tap, imaginary punching bag up in front of your face, really punching up into it for 3, 2, and 1. Maintaining this wide stance, reaching side to side. Torso is long and tall. Anytime we're coming forward, you've got a nice long tall torso, so no hunching over. 3, 2, and 1. From here, drive up through the heels, squeeze the booty at the top. Squat and squeeze. 2 half circles with the arms, sitting back into that squat, sending the booty to the back of the room for 3, squeeze, 2, squeeze, 1, squeeze. Shuffle on the spot and I'll show you the first move. Grabbing your hand weights, feet a little bit wider than shoulder distance, facing forward, palms in, arms up in front at shoulder height, squat, side leg lift, squeeze and hold at the top. So imagine this part of your booty lifting the leg and don't turn the toes up. Here we go, squat, squeeze and hold. We're going to go nice and slow and deliberate, squeeze and hold. I want you to imagine the outside edge of the foot trying to go up to the ceiling. Mine's way away. Keeping the torso vertical. Other side. So squat. So I don't want you to lean over here. Try and keep the torso vertical. Don't turn the toes up. Trying to get that outside edge of the foot going up. Here we go. Squat and squeeze. Squeeze and hold. Nice and slow and deliberate. Focus on your left glute cheek, the side of the booty, squeezing up that leg and holding it for a second at the top of the move. Squeeze and hold. 1 more. Squeeze and hold. Feet in a V. Arms in a V, palms facing in. A big step squat, inner thigh sweep. Here we go. Step squat, inner thigh sweep. The feet are facing out to the corners of the room. It's a giant plie squat for the inner thigh. Now sweep that leg across. The inside edge of the foot is leading with the heel. Squeeze and hold. Other side. So step squat and then lead with the inside edge of the foot. Imagining your inner thigh doing the work, the foot is flexed. Here we go. Step squat, sweep, squeeze and hold. Hold it at the top just for a second. We're going nice and slow today, focusing on form. Don't just throw that leg across the body. Squeeze it across. Arms up to the corner. Well done, guys. Your right leg, step it back into a rear lunge. Lunge and lift with a tricep extension. 2 right angles with those legs. Here we go. Right knee down, lift it up. Squeeze it up. The arms are close to the body. Palms are in. Squeeze the arms back. Squeeze the leg up. Squeeze the arms. Squeeze the leg. If you can do both together, awesome. Okay, now your left leg, stepping back into that rear lunge. Left knee comes close to the ground. Don't open up the hip. Tuck it under. Here we go. Rear lunge. Lift. Keeping those elbows tucked into the body. Palms are facing in. Squeezing the arms up in a tricep extension. The body's pivoting forward. Squeeze the left glute to get that leg up. Squeeze it up. One more. All right, guys, come down. Just your right leg. You're going to come into a hand plank. Draw it in. Push back to downward dog as you squeeze that leg up to the ceiling. Here we go. Knee in. Squeeze it up. So plank to downward dog. Knee in. Squeeze that foot up to the ceiling. Sorry, squeeze the glute as the foot comes up to the ceiling. The toe is pointed. The hips are facing down. Other side. So I don't want you to open up the hip. Keep the hips facing down and the toes pointed as I squeeze that glute. Here we go. Draw the knee in. Squeeze that foot up to the ceiling. Squeeze the glute and push that foot up to the ceiling. Squeeze that glute. Draw it and squeeze it. So we're going plank to downward dog. Knee comes in, foot to the ceiling. Well done, guys. Grab a drink. Back to 2 hand weights. Start in a V, overhead press. Just your right leg. Rear diagonal, lift, rear diagonal, inner thigh sweep. Get ready, rear diagonal lunge. Rear diagonal, lift that leg and sweep. Nice and slow so we can focus on our form. I promise you are still gonna get a cardio workout. Lift that leg outside edge and then sweep inside edge. Outside edge, inside edge. So other side. Rear diagonal lunge, coming deep for the inner thigh. Push up with a leg lift, back to a rear diagonal and then sweep. Here we go, down, lift and sweep. Nice and slow. Focus on the form. Outer booty, inner thigh. Outer booty, inner thigh. Put the focus there, guys. All right, start in a wide stance. Bicep curl, feet facing forward. Push side lunge, lift, side lunge, sweep. Here we go. Side lunge, lift and sweep. Don't just throw the leg in the air and across the body. Use the booty, use the inner thigh. Keep that foot super flexed and rigid. Other side. Side lunge, lift, outside edge of the foot comes up. Side lunge, sweep. Keep that foot super flexed. Side lunge, lift it and sweep it. Outside edge, inside edge. Nice and slow and deliberate. Let's work that outer booty. Let's work the inner thigh. 2, 1. Come into a V, your right leg into a curtsy. We're going to curtsy, lift, curtsy, lift, moving the leg from corner to corner. Curtsy, lift right, lift left, lift right. So up behind you and then up to the other corner. Just a small change in direction, a few inches, bringing your right knee close to the ground in the curtsy. Now your left knee. Bring it down. Lift one corner, lift the other corner. A very small change in direction. Down, lift and lift. Doing this upright row. Body pivoting forward. Squeeze one corner, squeeze the other corner. After this, down on the floor into a forearm plank. Forearm plank. Your right side, dip to the right, center, lift the right leg. Here we go. Dip to the right, back to plank, lift the right leg and down. Hip dip, lift the right leg and down. So don't just lift that leg, squeeze the glute. Drop to the side, squeeze the glute. So just to your right, other side. Just your left side now. Get into a forearm plank. Dip left, center, lift that left leg, plank. Here we go. Dip in, plank, lift, plank. Hip dip and a lift. When you're lifting that left leg, squeeze the glute. Dip in, squeeze it up. A few more, guys. 5 seconds. Squeeze it up. 2, 1. All right, guys, grab a drink. Back to 2 hand weights. And then repeating rounds 1 and 2, you get a second chance to perfect everything. Wide stance, feet facing forward. Squat, side leg lift. Keeping that foot super flex, leading with the outside edge of the foot. Here we go. Squat, squeeze and hold. Squeeze and hold. Going a little bit slower than normal today, so we can focus on form, but I'm still feeling the workout. Squeeze and hold. Squeeze and hold. Bringing the arms just up to shoulder height. Well done, guys. Other side. So sitting back into that squat, lifting, sitting back into it so the knees aren't forward, sit that booty back. Here we go. Squat, lift, outside edge. Keep those toes turned down. Don't let them open up to the ceiling. Squeeze and hold. Squeeze and hold. I think it's actually harder to go slower. 2, 1. Okay, start in a V. Arms up in front to the corners. Squat, inner thigh sweep. Here we go. Squat and sweep. Leading with the inside edge of the foot. Squeeze and hold. Look down at it so you can focus on your form. Squeeze and hold. Wide stance. Feet are facing out to the corners of the room. Other side. I'm feeling it. Okay, get ready. Your left leg. Here we go. Squat, sweep. Squeeze and hold. Really exaggerate the foot being flexed. It's at a right angle to your body. Squeeze it across. Squeeze and hold at the top. Make that inner thigh work. 2, 1. Your right leg. Step back into a rear lunge. The hips not open, tuck it under. And then lifting. Here we go. Bring it down. Lift it. Squeeze it up using your right glute. Squeeze the triceps back. Squeeze the glute. Try and do them both together. Squeeze the triceps. Squeeze the glute. Both together. Alright, guys. Left leg. Step it back. Don't open that hip. Tuck it under. Bring that left knee as close to the ground as possible. In the rear lunge. Lunge. Squeeze it up. Keeping the hips down. Do not open up that left hip. Squeeze it up. Left knee down. Squeeze the leg. Squeeze the triceps. Body's pivoting forward. Back is long. 2, 1. Weights down. Adjust your right leg. Tuck the hips under. Don't let the back collapse. In and squeeze it up. Here we go. Draw the right knee in. Squeeze it up to the ceiling. In and squeeze. Plank. Downward dog. Plank. Downward dog. Pointing the toe. I can't talk. And squeeze that glute. And squeeze. Left leg. Get into a plank. Tuck the hips under. Knee in. Push back to downward dog. Here we go. Plank. Downward dog. Knee in. Squeeze that foot up there. When I say squeeze it up there, I mean point it up to the ceiling and squeeze that glute. Squeeze the left cheek. And squeeze. 2, 1. Well done, guys. Grab a drink. 1 round to go. All right, guys, lucky last round. Start in a small V, weights overhead, rear diagonal lift, rear diagonal lunge, sweep. Get deep into that rear diagonal lunge. Here we go. Rear diagonal, squeeze it up, rear diagonal, sweep. Nice and slow, focusing on our form. Rear diagonal, lift it up and sweep it across. Outside edge, inner thigh sweep. Focus on that body part. Really going slow here. Rear diagonal, lift and sweep. Get ready. Here we go. Rear diagonal, lift it up, sweep it in. Lift and sweep. Don't just throw the leg up and across. Use that outer thigh, inner thigh. Outside edge of the booty, inner thigh. All right, guys, wide stance. Feet are facing forward. Hammer curl, bicep. Side lunge, lift, side lunge, sweep. Here we go. Lunge, lift, and sweep. You are going to feel your outer booty and your inner thigh today. Squeeze it across. Focus. Inner thigh sweep. 2, 1. Guys, I want us to also engage our minds. So we're not thinking about what we've got on today. We're thinking about our body. Get ready. Here we go. Side lunge, lift, and sweep. Almost like a moving meditation, a mental break. Squeeze it up. Inner thigh sweep. Squeeze that inner thigh. 2, 1. All right, with your right leg, step back into a curtsy. Upright row position. Down, lift, down, lift. Corner to corner. Curtsy. Lift at one corner, lift at another corner. I'm only moving my leg 2 or 3 inches, 10, 15 centimeters. Squeeze it up, squeeze it up. Keep it going, guys. All right, guys, other side. Step back into it. So we're really loading this front leg as well. Curtsy, lift one corner, lift the other corner. Here we go. Down, lift. So you're just moving the angle of the leg just a few inches from one corner to the other. Right corner, left corner. A few more. Doing that upright row. All right, guys. Right side, forearm plank. Dipping onto the right side and then lifting that leg. Here we go. Right hip dip, lift that leg. Right hip dip, squeeze that glute. Squeeze the glute. So lifting the leg straight up behind you, but really focusing on that right glute. 2, 1. Other side. Ooh, I'm feeling it today. Left side. So we're doing a left hip dip and then squeeze it up. Here we go, guys. Left hip dip, squeeze that left leg and try and engage the left glute. Last move of the day. Squeeze it up. 10 seconds and you're done. Squeeze that leg. Squeeze that glute. One more, guys. Squeeze it up. You are done. All right. I felt that today. I say that every time, don't I? Okay, your right leg forward. Stretching through that left hip. Pushing through the left glute and opening up that left hip. Bring your left arm up in front of the body and catch it with your right. And breathe into this left shoulder. Yeah, we move slower, but I definitely still got the high intensity aspect. Arm up into the air, reach down the center of your back, press down on your elbow, stretching that arm down the back, and then very gently leaning over to the right side of your body and opening up that left hip a little bit more. Back to center, tuck those back toes under, leave the knee on the ground or lift it up. Arms come up overhead in a runner's lunge. Shoulders are loose and relaxed, and look up between the hands. You can keep your knee on the ground if you like, or lift it up. Bring your left hand on the inside of your right foot, and very gently pivoting to your right and looking under your right armpit. Back to center, push the body weight back, flex this front foot, and bring the back forward just as far as you're comfortable so you can feel this stretch in the hamstring. Switching sides, your left foot comes forward, really pressing through this right hip, exaggerating, pushing through the butt, opening it up. Your right arm comes up, catch it in front with the left and push out against this front bent arm. Breathe into that shoulder. Reach up, down the center of the back, press down with the other arm, tricep stretch. We work the triceps today, very gently leaning over to the left side of your body and get a deeper stretch in that right hip. Back to center, tuck these back toes under, leave the knee on the ground or lift it up in a runner's lunge. Arms come up and overhead. Don't shrug the shoulders up to the ears, keep them back and down, even though your hands are reaching up to the ceiling. Bring your right hand on the inside of your left foot, very gently pivoting to your left, looking under your left armpit, getting a nice long stretch, keep that torso long and tall. Back to center, push the body weight back, flex this front left foot, and very gently coming forward with a long flat back. I'm miles away. It's not about getting your head down to your shin. Just go where you feel the hamstring stretch. Bring the feet together. Let's come up together really slowly, guys. Come into a tuck and then walk the hands up the shins. Slowly unravel one vertebrae at a time. I'm sorry the stretch runs over always. Head's the last to come up. Let's do 3 big arm circles up and back for 1, 2, 3. If you've got a second, let's just do a quad stretch. This is really important. You deserve a stretch. This is just as important as the workout. So see if you can spend another 15 seconds doing the stretch, breathing into that quad and the other side, trying to keep the knees together, pushing out against this hand. Guys, I felt like this was another tough one. Or do I say that every week now? Shake out the legs, give yourself a round of applause. Let me know what you think. I know you prefer all standing. Secretly, I do too. So I'll keep working on some more all standing routines and any other suggestions you might have. Thanks for working out with me.